G'day guys, Simon and Levi here from Three Dragons Sports Bar in Huyan, giving you our NRL tips for the Grand Final.
Yeah, last one of the year before pretty much done with the season.
Yep, last video for the year for us. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, exciting. As predicted, both Penrith and the Storm were a bit too strong for the teams they were facing.
Yep, two best teams of the year. It was we're getting Grand Final. I think we deserve, and this should be a great game. Two amazing teams.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. And I mean the Storm absolutely carved up the Roosters. Like between Hughes, Pappenhausen, Munster, Harry Grant, like those four.
Yeah.
And it wasn't and then you got all the other guys who chipped in, but those four definitely stepped up and put on a master class. Like some of those tries were ridiculous.
Yeah, Harry Grant leading from the front. The way he picks the ball up from dummy half, one-handed, all the time, and always puts pressure on. And yeah, it's they all had their little moments of brilliance, and then they chime together, and they're a very good team once they've got their full spine together and playing, and fit, and yeah, so.
They looked impressive. That was a bit of a statement win as well.
Yeah.
Especially with like Big Nelson going off, like pretty much off the kickoff.
That's going to be a bit of a miss for them in the final. They definitely they are going to challenge it. They probably won't win, but he will be a big loss, I think, for the Storm.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, he's their big dog. He's the guy who sets the tone, leads the charge.
And whether he comes off the bench or starts wherever they put him, he does his job. And so he's going to be a big miss. That's probably the one thing that could swing it, I think, towards the Panthers. The Panthers, coming together at the right time of year.
Yeah, pretty kind of workman. Win, just did their thing, grinded them down, didn't really do anything too flashy. It was just Penrith. It was just clinical, methodical, grind them down, get the job done.
Yeah, they were better around the park, all around the park, just by that, 5%, 10% better than the opposition, and that's enough to get a good win. So. But Penrith, they're going into this game with I think a few of their players have got niggles and stuff still, Cleary probably still not at 100%, but he doesn't need to be. Same with Edwards. So they got a few guys that are a bit banged up, I think. But
I mean,
they've got the winning experience to really.
Heading into this one, I think the Storm looked like the fresher team and the team with a bit more energy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I think if Penrith can get them into the grind and start wearing on them, and especially without Big Nelson there to kind of combat that, I reckon Penrith can potentially contain the Storm a little bit and not allow all those.
It's going to be very difficult, isn't it? Though, with four of those, any of the four spine of Melbourne, can tear them up. So,
but I mean, if you looked against the Roosters, they were just going straight through the middle. They weren't even spreading the ball. They were just straight down the middle, and it kind of worked. I don't think Penrith will quite allow them that freedom. I think Penrith's a bit better defensively with their whole system, the way they shut down those runs. I don't know. It's a tough one. Both teams definitely. I don't know. It's just one of those where I tend to lean Penrith.
I think Luai's going to be. If the Panthers are going to win this one, I think Luai's going to need to have a massive game. We all know Cleary and his how good he is in big games and stuff. Some reason I think Luai's last game at Panthers, this could be another one of his potentially breakout games. I think he's going to need to really do his thing, which he can do.
He can for sure.
So it'll be interesting. I think. But I'm going to tip the Storm. I think that just off the back of how well they've been playing coming into the finals, Papa's fit and running fast and strong.
I kind of forgot it. I know I mentioned him in those four. Like he's been making big plays and flashy little runs, and like he's looked excellent.
You know, he's definitely come back from his injuries, and he's you know, playing with some freedom. So I am leading towards the Storm. I think I'm going to tip them just to break the dynasty. It's going to be tough for the Panthers next year. They're losing, you know, Fisher Harris is a big loss. Luai and Fisher Harris. I mean, Fisher Harris, you know, he's been controlling. He's been there the whole time, like Luai, and controlling that middle. With Yo, those two have just held that whole pack together. You know, with Martin as well, I suppose in there, but.
It's one of those. I reckon Fisher Harris is harder to replace.
Yeah, I mean, they got Papali going in there, but he's not a prop, and so.
Yeah, but I think Luai, in a way, because he's been kind of outshone by Cleary, people underestimate how fucking good that guy is.
Yeah.
Like, and I reckon next year, Luai at the at the Tigers, we'll get to see like. And we've seen it at times when Cleary was out injured, and he stepped up.
Yeah, we're going to definitely notice it next year if they're going to put Blaze into 5'8". You know, you're going to see the lack of experience between him and Luai, and especially if Cleary's not there, then you know.
But I think Luai is, for me, he's my pick for the guy to basically take over the grand final and just put a stamp on it. And go,
If the Panthers win, I've got him as Dally-M.
No, not Dally-M. It's
Clive Churchill.
Clive Churchill.
So I've got him as my Clive Churchill for the Panthers if they win. If the Storm win, I'm going to put it on
probably Grant
or Hughes.
Grant or Hughes. Actually, I reckon if the Storm win, Money. I reckon Munster. I reckon it's going to be either Luai or Munster. They're like the two guys who, throughout the year, like Munster's been a bit quiet. He's been a bit injured, and he's starting to fire up. And I reckon if the Storm win, then I reckon Munster's going to have a massive game, and he's going to put the foot down. Like he's a big game player, and people kind of forget about it because Hughes has been that good.
That's right. So.
And Munster didn't really have to do much. No, I'm excited. It's going to be such a great game.
All right. Well, there's our tips for the grand final. Good luck with yours, and good luck to your team if they're playing.
Yep. And we'll see you potentially for a season wrap at some point, and otherwise we'll see you probably next year.
Mm-hmm.